G'day everyone and welcome back. We're on the road again in Tassie still, and we've headed over to the eastern side now. Pretty much finished the west, and we got over here 2 days ago and we had pretty lousy weather to say the least. So we just sat tight, did a bit of editing and all the chores that you've got to do anyway. And now we're set to explore the eastern side of Tassie. And to kick it off, we're heading down to the place that's documented as the most popular tourist attraction of Tasmania. None other than Port Arthur. So stick around and we'll show you all around the Port Arthur. It's a fascinating place.
Prominently located overlooking virtually the whole entire site is Government Cottage. It was built in 1853 to accommodate the government officials. The cottage was later sold after the closure of the settlement and subsequently burnt to the ground during the 1895 bushfires. One of the most outstanding buildings is without a doubt the church. Yes, just simply known as the church. Construction began in 1836 with the first service held in 1837, even though the building was still not fully completed. In 1884, in spite of huge efforts by the locals, the church was completely gutted by fire. Religion played an integral part of the daily convict experience and was considered a very important part of the overall reform process. Known as the Travelling Bells, they are believed to be the oldest and first ever cast chime of bells in Australia. Located in the shadows of and built to replace the church, St David's was constructed in 1927, and still today there are regular services held and visitors are more than welcome to join. Of course, it can't be a township without a post office, correctly named the Parsonage. This building has been beautifully restored and maintained with many pieces of memorabilia set out to view.
G'day, is anyone home? Oh, g'day folks. Just for your curiosity, we've taken the self-guided tour, which is just the general entry they call it, through the Port Arthur facility. But there is many other options you can take, ghost tours and goodness knows what. So there's all other options, but we've just taken the general entry.
As part of your general entry fee, there's also a free 30-minute cruise included, departing hourly starting from 11 a.m. from the main jetty. It takes you on a journey circumnavigating a tiny little island just off the mainland of Port Arthur called the Isle of the Dead. But there is also a paid upgrade if you prefer, which also gives you the opportunity to disembark the vessel and explore the island. It's the place of Port Arthur Cemetery, being the final resting place for more than 1,000 convicts, military and civil officers, and women and children who were buried there between 1833 and 1877. Then it's back to the mainland to further explore the facility. Oh yeah, just a small tip. Make sure you allow a full day here. You'll need it.
That was a nice little addition to our self-guided tour. Pretty good value, I reckon. Only $30 to get in and all that's included. Not to mention that yummo toasty I had. Fantastic. It's sad to think that the reason where I'm standing right now is one of the major reasons why people come to Port Arthur now. But this was the day back on the 28th of April 1996 where Australia's biggest and saddest event occurred. There was a massacre of 20 people within inside this cafe, and it gives me goosebumps telling you the story, but it was just an incredibly sad day. And I suppose everyone does come here, they flock here just like us to pay their respects and have a quiet moment and reflect on the 35 people that lost their lives on that particular day.
penitentiary, as it's known, was originally constructed as a flour mill and granary in 1845 in an effort towards a self-sustainable settlement. It ultimately failed due to a water shortage, and with the growing demand for more prison cells, it was subsequently converted to house more convicts. Looking at the size of the cells, one can't imagine how bad living conditions would have been. Barely enough room for a single bed. It's here at the law courts where the prisoners were read their rules of settlement, how the discipline and punishment would grind rogues into honest men. Located in a prominent, elevated position overlooking the harbour is the guard tower, dating back to the rule of Commandant Charles O'Hara Booth. It was built in 1836 by convict labour, and the stones were shaped by the boys from the nearby juvenile establishment. And also built during Commandant Booth's reign was his residence, conveniently located next to the guard tower. As you roam through the building, it's easy to see that no money was spared. Certainly a fit out of luxury and nothing but the best, and has been preserved brilliantly for the generations to come. Check out the kitchen, just looks exactly like back in the day. Officers' quarters were conveniently located behind the guard tower, which also overlooked the hospital. Can you just imagine the stories behind these hospital walls? One doctor assisted by untrained convict orderlies and no anaesthesia until 1850. Known as the separate prison, convicts that resided here definitely had a bit more luxury, space and commodities, so they say. Oh, definitely not much room. Don't really think I'd like living in here. That's just a brief insight into Port Arthur. As I said before, it's documented as Tasmania's most popular tourist attraction. But if you want to stick around till tomorrow, we're going to show you what one of my favourite things in Tasmania is. In fact, when I travelled here in 2018, it was my number 2 in Australia. And it's really special, and it's at Port Arthur as well, just up the road a little bit. So stick around, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning guys, and welcome to Port Arthur once again. As I promised you yesterday, we've got something really special today, and yeah, we're going to be cruising down the Tasman coast and checking out all the coastline, which is absolutely stunning, blow you away material. So if I can give you one red hot tip about travelling Tasmania, make sure you put this on your bucket list. Tasman Island cruises. Just wait and see. Go and check in. All checked in now guys, and just waiting for the induction course. We're on the bus then, and a short trip out of town where we'll board the vessel and off we go, so hang around. Just a short drive from Port Arthur to Eaglehawk Neck, where we'll get on board and head out to sea and head down the east coast of Tasmania.
Tom, Lily, oyster catcher is the boat. Seasickness, who's heard of it?
Oh yeah.
Who suffers from it?
Yeah.
Get off.
Good answer.
Right, time to get the spray jacket on guys. Better now than later. Whenever I find the head. There we go. Fashion statement, eh? Righto. Let's go.
Alrighty, get ready for some awesome coastline. We're on board Pentecost Wilderness Cruises with their especially designed inflatable rigid hull vessel, powered by 3 250 horsepower outboards. One hell of an awesome package. In all my travels over the years, I can't say I've ever seen such magnificent coastline.
Down as well.
I'm lost for words to describe to you how incredibly beautiful this is, so please sit back and enjoy this adventure with me. As we continue down the coast, you'll see the cliffs are peppered with so many caves that have been created by the raw power of the ocean.
We're pretty lucky today. We've got a one-way trip today, around about 70 kilometres. We've done one so far, so we've got a long way to go, and the seas are pretty damn good. We've been blessed today with a beautiful day, so we've got a lot more to come yet.
Can you believe the skipper's taking this big vessel inside the cave? And check out the colours. If you look carefully, you'll see our beloved sea lions ever so happy in their environment.
Whereas the Australian
Whoops, don't blink, there goes an albatross.
Oh, there he goes.
Yet again, the puppies of the sea are frolicking ever so happy. But time to get moving again, we've got a long way to go yet.
Well, folks, we're struck such a lucky day today. One in about 50 days a year they get a chance to go around Tasman Island. Getting a bit rough of the water, but it's still pretty good. Here we go, guys, right round the bottom of Tasman Island. It's going to get a bit rougher, so sorry about the rough photography. Oh yeah, she's rough. And this is a calm day.
We're finally out of the rough and bound for the last few kilometres.
Well, there you go, the Tasman Island cruise. What did I tell you? Pretty good trip, eh? Make sure you put it on your bucket list. Anyway, we'll be back on the road again pretty soon. That ends our trip to Port Arthur. So don't forget to click on that subscribe and notification button, and we'll keep you in touch with everywhere we're going. See you on the road. Well, how about that? Simply breathtaking. And speaking of which, make sure you check out my next vid coming up real soon, featuring Maria Island, including Ile de Phoc and the Freycinet National Park, or should I say Wineglass Bay. So don't forget to click on that subscribe button, and I'll see you real soon.